What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Espresso, and welcome back to the countdown. Now, just 17 days out here from Black Ops 3's launch. Slowly but surely, we're getting a lot closer, and the hype is certainly building. Now, today, we got something a little bit different here for you guys. We did this last year on the countdown, but a lot of people may not be familiar with it because at the time of last year's countdown, I think we maxed out around 7,000 subscribers. So, we got roughly in the ballpark of 8,000 more here at the time of this one. So, there definitely is a lot of new people here that could be interested in seeing this and maybe not want to dig around all my old videos to try and look this up. Today, we're going to be talking about how you can actually get Black Ops 3 early. Now, before we get too far into this, I want to say a couple of things here. Firstly, this is a little bit early to actually save this stuff and maybe get it out there because some people don't have shipments in. A lot of retailers won't get shipments in until about a week or so until the game launches. A lot of them actually will get them around 4 to 5 days early, with some just getting them right at the cusp of launch, which is something that no store should do, but it does happen. So it's not something that right now you can go around shopping around. A lot of listings for places that do sell it early won't be created yet, and a lot of places that will be getting shipments of it won't be for about a week and a half or so. There's something similar to that at the very earliest. So this is a little bit earlier than we previously have talked about it, but it is something that a lot of these videos are going to be coming out here. So I want you guys to get this information before any of these other ones come out so that you might not be misled here in your buying process. Also, I want you to know that this is all up to you and at your own discretion. I'm not encouraging you to do this, and I'm not discouraging you to do this, but you do have to be aware of your surroundings, who you're dealing with this, and just make sure that your transactions and yourself, maybe even at times, are safe. Once you go looking for an early copy, you exit the norms of Call of Duty's buying experience here, and it opens you up to a lot of different avenues. So just make sure that you're safe with it. There's no guarantee. There are loads of scams out there, but more importantly, a lot of things you'll run into are loads of places that won't sell you it early. Also, you want to keep in mind that money shouldn't be an issue for you if you're going to look for this early. You really shouldn't have a budget. If $60 is your spending limit, then this really isn't for you. If I were to guess, it's a 95% chance that you won't find the game early for $60 anywhere. Not just on a retailer or something like that, but anywhere. Make sure you've got some extra money to burn if you're gonna do this, because a lot don't understand this, but from the seller's point of view, it's extremely risky. So they're gonna mark it up a little bit to cover that risk a little bit of them so that they at least get something out of it for what they're putting into it. And from the buyer's point of view, if you're a YouTuber or something like that, you can look at it as an investment or maybe like a head start on something that can help grow your brand. So there definitely is a positive to both sides, a story to both of those sides as well, but really you just want to make sure that this isn't an issue for you. Now, with all of that pre-work done and you know what to expect going into it, where can you find this? Well, firstly, there are two main avenues you can take, one online and one in person. There are a lot of different routes after this in which you can take and get a copy, but we're going to cover a couple of the major ones here today. Firstly, we'll start online because that's where a lot of them come out of. Firstly, the Super Kids is a website that always sells early. Almost any popular game, they will sell it early, but there is a massive markup. A listing for it has not been yet added to the site, but it probably will be added for Black Ops 3 within the next couple of days here. But the copies of the games themselves usually go for around $160, excluding shipping costs. So what you're going to be getting with that $160 is probably about 4 to 5 days early, maybe. You might be able to get a little bit more depending on shipping and all that kind of stuff, but it's usually right around that time frame of 4 to 5 days early for about $100 more. So it's really up to you with this one. The next one is Craigslist. This one is something that I wouldn't really recommend. It can always be dangerous, but if you do decide to look on Craigslist and you might find a retailer that is willing to sell it, don't go alone. Don't get held up for scam. A lot of people will actually go, and you'll hear these horror stories where somebody gets held at knife point or gunpoint for their money and they don't get anything in return. So just use your proper judgment with this one. Again, I wouldn't really recommend this one because it is something where you can't really track legitimacy. Same with eBay. A lot of people will go there as well. Yes, you might be able to find one early, but a lot of people can also get scammed from there because there's not really that legitimacy that can come in contact with it in something you're just dealing with a random seller. You have no idea about them, nothing on their background or who they are, or if they even have these real ties to get the real copies. So stuff like that where it's meet in person or a bidding type thing, try and stay clear of that if you can, but if you really want to, just use your proper judgment with it. The last online retailer we're going to be talking about here today is actually Amazon. A lot of people don't think about this one, but it is something where in some instances you can get it early. A lot of variables are in the works of this one, like your shipping that you chose, the shipping of the retailer, and other things like that. So this one isn't a guarantee, more so than just getting lucky. If you do order on Amazon, a lot of the times there is that option to secure your order for release date. Like I have a Juggernog edition that is supposed to be at my door on the 6th here of November, the day it launches. But here's where it comes down to luck. Sometimes Amazon will ship early so that not only you have it the day beforehand, you'll also get it maybe a day or two early because they want to make sure that the shipping that you had is fulfilled. You're a satisfied customer. Sometimes they will send things out early, and depending on how the transit of the product works, you can get it anywhere between maybe 4 days early to the day it actually launches. So in that 4-day window, sometimes you will get it exactly on the day that it launches. Sometimes the horror stories are actually like 1 or 2 days after, but really it all depends on the shipping that you have and the time that the retailer sends it out. So that one, it is very possible you can get it early. I have had some friends actually get their orders early here before the launch of the game from Amazon. It's not like it hasn't happened before, but it really all comes down to luck. So this one, it is a viable option, but it wouldn't be my first and go-to for this. Now this last one we're going to be talking about here today is perhaps your best chance here, but it also is going to involve a lot more work. It's not going to be something where you can just scroll down a screen, click order, and pay your money there, but this one's going to involve a lot of talking, a lot of maybe making phone calls, asking around, seeing what's up with people in your area, and maybe even a little bit of research. This one, you're gonna have to call some local shops. Now, I wouldn't suggest calling GameStop or anything like that. Look for mom and pop shops, something that are standalone stores that don't really have any corporate affiliation. That's your best chance. They're not fully connected with massive devs like Activision, and there's not as much risk on their end. They may say no simply because it's just store policy, but there's a higher chance of them cooperating. Places like your Best Buy, GameStop, EB Games, Game, they'll all say no without hesitation since it's a corporate chain. What that means is they have ties to massive developers and can get in some serious trouble. They may not lose licensing or redistribution rights because one store out of thousands might not make a difference, but each and every copy will be accounted for, and if one is missing, it'll definitely be flagged. Mom and pop shops will be able to get away with more of it because they don't have to report sales back to a corporate office because chances are it's all done right there in-house by a family-owned shop or something like that. All their numbers are right there in the store right for them. They don't have to put it back into somebody else's inventory sheets. It's all right there for them. Now, do some digging around, see if there are any locally owned or privately owned shops here like that in your area, and that might be your best bet. A lot of them probably can still say no, and a lot of them may in fact do so. So don't get discouraged by this. It's something that it's going to take some time. It's going to take multiple calls to multiple different stores and maybe even some to the same store. You might be able to just get one off a different employee. Some people are more prone to say no than others. Some people may have more sways in those stores where they can make those kind of decisions, and if they're feeling nice or they feel like they can actually do this, they might just say yes and get you on your way to getting the game early. But that's where we're gonna wrap the video up here today, ladies and gentlemen. Just to recap, make sure that you guys know what you're getting into if you go after this. Make sure you be safe, not only with your transaction, but with yourself in general. If you are planning to meet someone in person to get this, make sure that you guys do not get scammed. Look for any flags that don't look real to you, something that could be a little bit fake. If somebody's being very vague with something, maybe avoid them. You're gonna be getting a lot of people that if you do look online to places other than and this, there's going to be a lot of people that may in fact be fake. So just be careful, make sure you guys know what you're getting into with this, and maybe, just maybe, you'll get lucky in getting a copy early. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, seriously, be so careful with this, guys. I just want to stress that one more time. If you did like the video, be sure to like, rating down below, any shares to your Facebook, Twitter, and or MySpace. If you would check that, I was greatly appreciated. If you're new here, be sure to subscribe for the best of quality Black Ops 3 content, any new news and information. You guys know exactly how to find it right on my channel. Thank you guys once again so much for watching. My name is Vicetone. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care, best of luck, and peace.